microphone feed.
It's another beautiful foggy day.
I don't know why I thought of that.
Speaking of fog,
brain fog.
Yeah, this is episode 24. Yeah. We're not doing the 24-hour thing like we wanted to.
Oh, damn it, yeah.
Yeah, should we just start that now?
I'll go grab like a
sleeping bag.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we won't need it. We'll be here.
That's true.
You know, sitting around.
Yeah.
We could we could just bring the pot. No, wait.
What if we just save up 24 episodes and combine them all into one? And then we release one 24-hour episode.
For episode 25. I mean, like we've done for episode 8, where we're saving episode 8 for episode 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we travel back in time to release episode 100.
We'll just make up for it by doing, for episode 48, we'll do 48 hours.
We'll just keep going.
We just need speed.
Yeah. Jesus.
So, no, I did want to mention on the cast, I was recalling my favorite fog story that I have, which is great. So there was this one day that was super foggy, foggiest it's ever been. And I was like, man, I'm going to go drive somewhere. So I was driving to visit like a friend at like a university or whatever. And you couldn't see maybe 10 feet in front of you. The fog was incredibly dense. It was so, basically it was like if you didn't see the road and you weren't sure that you were going in the right direction, you would have hit somebody, because the amount of time it would take to see a person before you hit them, like even at 20 miles an hour, it is horrible. So I was like, okay, well, I need to get on the highway to go to the university. But the problem is that you couldn't really see the highway, and you couldn't really see the lanes at all. So I thought I was merging onto the highway, but what I was actually doing is, instead of getting on the merging ramp, I was driving straight and down into the grass, like underpass thing. And so, like, instead of hitting the highway at like parallel, I was hitting it perpendicular. I was going straight towards the highway, driving over every line. After I got past the grassy point, driving basically like everybody would have T-hit me, or whatever that's called.
T-boned,
T-bone, yeah, because of the way I was driving. But luckily everyone was driving slow because it was so foggy, so it wasn't a big deal. But I just remember like, oh, this is an emerging ramp, and then my car immediately tipped down, and I was like, wait, that's grass. And then I was coming, and then after a while I was like, oh shit, well, I'm just gonna commit, because I was in a Jeep at the time. I was like, off-road, and finally get the car's namesake. We get to see what it is. And then I finally hit the road, and I saw all the lines going the complete like other way, and I was like, oh shit, hopefully I'm on the right side of the highway. I don't know.
Jesus.
But yeah, that was crazy. That was my fog story. I made it somehow. This is why we're doing the podcast. If you're hearing this, I made it.
If you don't hear this, he didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, this isn't even a fog story. This is just driving story. I mean, this is someone else.
Mm-hmm.
There's a friend of ours that fell asleep at the wheel and woke up to, he was going onto a highway and woke up to traffic cones going over his car.
That is one of my favorite stories to remember.
And he flipped.
The best part is he said, like, in the beginning of this story that he was, like, kind of tired, but he pulled over at one point to take a picture of, like, the morning dew or something like that. And he got back on the highway, and the last thing he just remembers is, duh, 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 duh. And then he, like, tries to overcorrect after he wakes up, flips his fucking car, almost destroys his leg, and almost hit a bunch of construction workers. Yeah. Holy shit. I'm glad that's not my story.
No. But I mean, the fact that he like, because I that's the weird part, right? Is that he got out of the car to go like, must take a photo of the morning. Yeah,
you would have thanked that would have like woken him up or something.
You would have walked outside and been like a little cold. You're like, ooh, it's a little chilly. Let me take a picture. All right.
Yeah. Like the more I thunketh about it, it doesn't make sense. Like it should have
thunketh.
Yeah.
You're gonna hold me up on that one for a second.
I'm just trying to say random shit to see what would elicit a reaction. This is where our podcast is, me saying dumb shit. Ooga booga!
We did this. We've done this bit. Yeah. We've done this bit.
Old shit. We've been here.
Gold. Banks.
I'm a big no. Yeah, so you just take a welcome mat and you put your feet on it. I'm gonna go.
No. See, that one's still comedy gold. We can do that one still.
You're a goat in a mountain. No.
Yeah.
Man, our fucking one listener, your wife, is gonna love these references.
I don't think she's continued.
Oh, it's a shame because it gets so much better.
I know. I feel like every episode we've gotten better.
I do really think so.
I think like episode 100 will be like pretty good.
And you know, I think it's it goes back to the idea of practicing, like actually doing something, you learn more.
Yeah.
I think even just from doing this, I've learned so much about audio and other stuff too.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been advantageous.
You're like a audio god now.
Yeah, actually, I can just take all of our podcasts and I pretty much know exactly what to do. First thing I do, noise level reduction, 10 decibels. And then I amplify it so that like the highest peak is maybe like 2.5 decibels. And then I drop our bass by 3 decibels and raise our treble by 3 decibels.
Where's that bassy?
Yeah, we're very bassy. If you listen to the podcast raw and unfiltered, condomless, it's really it is way too bassy. It's hard to hear. So
Jesus, I mean, like, so now I want to just talk really bassy. You've made me like think about. I used to be able to do it, and I can probably still do it. I just have to think about it more. I used to like play like Team Fortress 2. Go on the voice comms and like break people's speakers by going and like having a really deep bassy voice, and then people would mute me or whatever. But I thought it was funny because like,
that's a funny troll.
Yeah,
I used to grief on Minecraft servers with my cousin with hack clients.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
I remember
back when fire used to spread. Oh, those were the days.
Even if they disabled fire, right? You could just spawn it in. Yeah. Oh, what a beautiful time that was.
Yeah, I know. Honestly, griefing videos are some of my favorite things.
Yeah?
Yeah, just, like, the problem now is that there's too much rollback server stuff, so you can just roll it back immediately. The only griefing stuff I see are actually, like, the white hack griefers, which are pretty awesome now. They take, like, Minecraft economies and destroy them by duplicating items and stuff.
That's giving really, them out.
Yeah, that's really interesting to me.
No, I like those, too. The weird one is the oldest Minecraft server. That whole, like, the story of that place.
Yeah,
and
what
like,
is that, like 2B2T or something? Yeah.
Like, that's an insane, weird thing. Because, I mean, like, I remember, because I had Minecraft. I don't know when you first played it, but...
I got it in alpha, actually.
Okay,
I was on a forum, and that forum was like a pixel art community. Yeah. And we used to do this thing called, like, Pixel Wars. And what would happen is you draw your own army of like pixel characters, and then you would go to fight somebody, and you'd take a map, and it was kind of like I would draw what my guys did, and then they would draw what their guys did, and then we just go back and forth with the armies or whatever. And I learned about a lot of interesting games there. But Minecraft, when it came out in alpha, and there was just sheep, and like a giant stone world, I like bought it for some reason. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like I like this, and then it evolved, and actually what's funny is I still can't play the original Minecraft that I want to. I don't think there's a mod for it, because what I liked doing was there was a variation where it was all lava and the world was completely dead, and there was no like basic trees or anything, and you could still mine and everything, but you'd have to route lava because it was like infinitely flowing. So once you had a cube of it, you just keep it going eternally, like down and down and down. And so you'd have to kind of like manage having like a lava pool alongside you to get light into the caves. It was really interesting. But when you go back and look at the old builds of Minecraft, they don't seem to have that one for some reason. It's like completely gone. It's like I have this fake memory that like never existed because no one else confirms it.
Just you though.
I don't know.
Did you just have like a lava bucket and you were
like... No, it was like a nether world. All the stuff was red. It was like you would just, that was the whole premise of it. And it had infinite flowing lava.
Was it just like a challenge map or something?
No, it was not. It was a version of the game. Yeah, you used to be able to just go in, generate a world that was all nether and lava, and that was the whole world. There was animals and stuff, and I think there might have been dead trees, but yeah, it just doesn't exist anymore. I can't find anything on it. Damn. Even when I roll back the old versions.
I see, like yeah, that's weird. I've never even heard of that myself, but like, I mean, I had the game not in alpha, but like I played it in browser, and then I got it before like wolves, like a couple updates before the wolves thing. So I remember people complaining about the wolves.
That's funny. Added. I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and then people made mods that were like better than wolves, and it was like you can use the wolves to make machines and turn them into blocks or something, and it's like
Block wolves.
Yeah, well, you can like kill them and then use their fur. Yeah, it was pretty stupid. But anyways, modded Minecraft was cooler. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Honestly, this podcast is for us to talk about anything.
I know. Do you want me to just immediately get into like my deep psychological events that happened over the last few days?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, why not? We're not fucking waiting for anything. We did the fog story. And next is the depression story.
Yeah, so anyways.
Car selling.
Yeah, so, all right. I sold my car, my old car, right? I still have the Bronco up for sale. Go ahead and email at Roving Slant or at rovingslant@gmail.com. So like, I've been trying to sell it. Not really. I mean, I've been trying to convince myself to sell is what I should say. I put it online, let's just say last Thursday. I talked to a bunch of people. There's a lot of people there and they all were, offering different amounts and all that. I put up for $2,000. It has 213,000 miles on it, which is a lot for a car.
Mm-hmm. This is your old car, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, it was a Taurus SHO, which is like the fancy one for people who know about that. So I put a lot of miles on it, put up for sale. As I'm putting up for sale, I had this like realization that car represents a chapter in my life. What it is I had like a garbage car before. It wasn't really garbage, just was like kind of beat up. It was an old like Mercury, whatever. It was an old car. And so I had that car while working my first job and going to college. Then once I got my girlfriend, who is now my wife, and got my first like real career job, right after that point, that's whenever I went and bought that car. And so that was kind of like a check mark right there. It was kind of like here you go. This is car. You have this car for this chapter of your life. And so like we have pre-car, first car, and now fancy career car. Mm-hmm. Career car led me through like me working my first job, which was on the road, first time away from my parents, constantly like this is like the first time in my life I've actually had money and like was able to do stuff. I was like traveling around the US and outside the US and experiencing all these new things all while I had this car. I also was becoming a better I don't want to say lover, but I was. But no, I was becoming. You
can find me at the Knights Inn. We'll talk hourly rate hotel.
We'll talk about the Knights Inn later, but so I became. Not only did I become a better like boyfriend throughout that process. That car also drove me to, my girlfriend's house during COVID. And like, I had a lot of conversations with myself in that car, talking to kind of the car. It feels like you're talking to the car, even though I'm just literally talking to myself, about like, do I propose? What do I do with my job? I've had a lot of like days and nights in that car where I was depressed. Or not really depressed, just overworked, really. I just was stressed out and tired in that car. And like getting in the car to me was like a sign of like, okay, I like driving this car. I can enjoy the ride home and have like a good rest of my day, and it brought me through a lot of that stuff. So eventually, obviously, I proposed while I had that car. I got married while I had that car. I've done so much with that, and it perfectly encapsulates this portion of my life from when I first got a girlfriend to being married and like starting my first major job and then like getting to a point where my own business is like starting, like taking off, like I'm hiring an employee, and so I look back on this as I'm cleaning the car and I'm like, damn it, I can't. There's so much attached to this and I couldn't bring myself to sell it, but I kept going like, you have to. I have to move on. It is a perfect way of encapsulating your life, is selling this car in a weird, dumb way. But, I mean, it's not like my life has like dramatically changed. I'm just looking back on it through the lens of this time frame that I had the car and going like, yeah, this is a big, I don't know, a lot of big stuff happened while I had that car. Mm-hmm. So I kind of wanted to keep it. At the same time, I'm like, I have this new one. I don't really like the new one that much, by the way. The one that we drove here, the Bronco, it's up for sale if you want. Roving Slant at gmail.com.
No attachment to it. He'll fucking sell you this thing for less than he got it for. Doesn't care.
Pay off my loan, it's yours. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm going to go buy my other car back.
I really thought about it. Dude, I was literally depressed. So eventually I got this guy, he contacts me, he's like, I'll give you $2,000 for it. I go... The day before I sell it, I go over to my parents' house because that's where it was at. I go and like hang out with my parents. We carve pumpkins. It was the day before Halloween. Mm-hmm. Me and my wife, we carved our pumpkins. We made pumpkin seeds with my mom. It's our like yearly tradition. As I'm leaving, I like go to the car and I'm like, damn, Rebecca, you must come sit in it with me. And that made me so sad. I like started up like, damn. And then sad music started playing like, no, you can't do this to me. So then, I turned it off and I went in my own car. And then the next day I woke up, maintained. I was like, you got to go through with it. This guy came to me. He came from 3 hours away to buy this car. So he really wanted it. And that tells me that like he's actually going to possibly take care of it. And so his whole thing was because it's an SHO, it's a really fast car. The guy plans on making it faster. So I'm fine. You know what? It's going to a good home.
Yeah, he's going to do something with it.
He's going to do something cool with it. I didn't want to like give it to someone who's just like either going to resell it or just take a dump on it.
Yeah.
There was one other person that I was considering an offer from, which was like someone just starting college. And I was like, although this would be a sick college car, you're not offering me enough money.
Yeah.
Your story is great, but sorry.
You're not gonna win me over. Maybe you'll learn creative writing in college, scrub.
Yeah.
You can learn how to move my emotions more and appeal to me. It's not about you, you fucker. This is my car, my story. I'm the main character. What are you going to college for? It tells you.
Yeah.
You're like, insignificant.
Doesn't matter to me.
College is useless.
But, yeah, so I had like a sad car time. Even before that, I was just like a little bit, I don't know why, man. It's just been like a depressing time. I haven't worked in like a month.
Yeah.
And I think that has been not helpful because usually I can convince myself to like do more whenever I'm working because my time is not limited. But because I have unlimited time, I look at it and I go like, I should procrastinate on things or I should just take my time on this thing. When in reality, I could just get it done and then move on to something else or actually finish something. But instead, I'm just procrastinating and staring at the wall, playing Overwatch 2 and League of Legends, just killing myself from
Which
the inside
aren't even
out.
good.
Yeah, they're not. But they're there. They have play buttons. What can I say? So, but yeah, anyway, really sad car time.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you went through with selling it. I think after hearing your whole story and your attachment to the cars, I think it's a perfect end to the chapter, right?
Yeah. But now I'm in a chapter, if we look at it from cars, where like I don't hate my current car, but don't really like it. And so I'm at a constant point of, I don't know.
Why don't you turn this into a rant podcast? What don't you like about it?
What don't I like about it?
I mean, it's not the old car.
Yeah. First of all, my old car was really fast. And even though I didn't use that speed all the time, I liked the fact that it was there. I liked the fact that it was a quick little car that got like 22 mpg and had a big gas tank. Current car, not as fuel efficient, and it doesn't have a big gas tank, which is stupid because it's supposed to be for off-roading. It just feels plasticky on the inside. It's not as fast. It's just, I I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Like, I don't like the fact that the windshield's like almost straight up and down. And so in order to see a traffic light, I got to like bend over or go farther back from the line. I don't off-road at all. So like all of the like extra features are like completely unused. The That's about it. It's like it's a good car, and
it's just not fit for you. Basically,
yes.
That's what it sounds like. I mean,
yeah. Through driving this thing, I realize more and more that I'm like a car. I think I just like cars better. Mm-hmm. Actually, I saw the one that's for sale. A little bit over there. I might take that phone number.
Yeah, you should.
So see how much they want for it. But I gotta sell current car.
Yeah, just do them a trade with money.
Yeah, they give me a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Because I read it last week, and they like change out the engine on it and junk. I'm like, do some research on that. But anyway, yeah. So anyway,
yeah, it sounds like you're going through a moment of strife, and you're gonna find yourself at the end of it. Maybe you just need to spend some time looking. That's what it's got to be, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to spend time looking for a car.
Mm-hmm.
You got to spend time setting up. I mean, I don't know if I mentioned this the last time, but I've been thinking about it more metaphysically lately. When we were talking about at the Halloween party, that one fortune I did for that neighbor named like Lorraine or whatever.
Yeah.
She had promised me a car. I don't know if I told you that. And I was like thinking about it, and I was like, well, technically I did kind of get a car. Not in the sense of like a real physical car, but if a car is like a vehicle from getting from one destination to the next, then in a way I got a metaphysical car, like a belief in myself that I can do this and do what I want to do is kind of like a vehicle. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's what you got to find for yourself. You got to find both your physical car and your metaphysical car. Like, what is your purpose? What do you...
Still don't know.
Yeah, so...
Been looking.
And obviously, we both know you're not going to find it in Overwatch 2, so...
we don't know that. At the end of that battle pass, I think I'll find purpose.
Yeah, the dopamine hit you get from just finishing that battle pass. Just fucking ecstasy.
The real...
Ecstasy, yeah.
The real thing, honestly, I'll get to the end of the battle pass and not even care and keep playing is the issue. I don't even care about that garbage. But anyway, yeah, dude, I agree 100%, but I literally just don't know what else to do with my time during the day. I've been trying to build like a numpad, but I needed a diode bender, which you have 3D printed, which is great. But like that's only gonna last me like today, maybe.
Then you gotta find a whole new hobby.
Yeah, and then I gotta find something else to fill my time. I did like all the projects around the house other than like paint rooms. I gotta do laundry, and if my wife is listening to this, hey, I'm gonna do the laundry. I think probably today or tomorrow, but
this is podcast content.
Yeah, it comes out in like 2 weeks.
She's like, did you actually do the laundry?
It's still there. Yeah. It's still like in a pile.
Yeah, you're gonna clean up after Halloween.
Yeah,
and all the other stuff.
Yeah, I gotta clean. Well, see, I leave that because I'm like, I need to do that, but I'll do it later because right now if I do it now, then it'll be over with.
There's no time like the present.
Yeah,
seize the day.
If there was important things to do.
You just take all those candy wrappers, fucking throw them in the trash.
Easy.
Make all the HelloFresh meals at once.
Prep them.
Yeah. Food prep.
It's literally, it's too easy though. Because I can clean that whole, like, I can clean everything within an hour. And then it's like, what do I do now?
You're like game.
Yeah, if I pretend that I have something to do, I have purpose. Right? If I sit back, I go down to my little gamer chair and I play Overwatch 2 for 3 hours and I wait till like 5 o'clock. Oh no, I wanted to get that done today. And then I actually have like a purpose. And then afterwards I feel satisfied. See, I'm tricking my brain. If I just woke up and did all this stuff, I would be bored out of my mind. But because I have a constant little bit of stress, it gives me a purpose.
Don't you think that that's like the hindrance though? Is that you're saving the little insignificant things and then never doing anything beyond that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so maybe you got to just knock those things out the second you get back and then be like, okay, what am I going to do next? And then it won't be video games. You just leave your computer off and then think about something.
What if I told you it's already on?
Well, I'll go turn it off for you. Just unplug it. Look up what are hobbies people do in their free time.
Yeah, I'll go plug in the computer again, turn it on. What do I do in the meantime? And then the top result will be like Overwatch 2, and be like, oh, okay.
Honestly, it sounds like you need big overarching goals in your life to follow.
This is the issue. Yeah. This was the issue after I got married. I lost purpose.
You guys planned for the Iceland trip and everything too.
Yeah, yeah, because after Iceland and all that, like, I haven't had jack. I've literally, like, I just don't have something, you know, like, at least normally for most people it would be like work. You go back to work, you go back and do this, but like I'm in between work and nothing's busy right now. Nobody's picking up new projects or anything, so it's like, okay, I got to find a new purpose. I thought about going on like Fiverr and being like, I'm just gonna make a bunch of Fiverr accounts, do like, I want to try voice acting. I've always wanted to try voice acting. So voice acting, I want to try the podcast one. Just put that up there and I'll let you know.
All those sound amazing.
Yeah. And then I wanted to do like even though I'm really bad at video games, I wanted to like, I wanted to do, boosting.
Yeah. My cousin's done that for people on like CSGO and stuff.
Because I'm not that good, I want to do the opposite. I'll help you lose points on your account and make it look...
Hey, people do need D-ranking.
Exactly.
Sometimes they're like too high up, and when they play with their friends, the matches are too hard. So they just need somebody to go into their account and lose a bunch of games.
Problem solved. So, like, I'll lose for you and make it look convincing.
The world we live in, so stupid.
It is. But, yeah, so, I gotta get into, I gotta figure out stuff.
Yeah, find stuff. You gotta find a new business, bro.
I gotta build my website.
Yeah.
I want to do that. I want to get into that. But, like, the issue is that it's so boring. It's so boring that I'd rather do literally anything else. I hate web design.
I think you gotta change your perspective on it. You gotta find something fun about it.
Yeah, no, I literally, I would rather pay someone to do it than do it myself.
Pay somebody on Fiverr, too.
There we go. I do an exchange. Hey, I'll be your voice actor.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Here's 5 gigabytes of voice lines of things that I've done so you can make a soundboard out of me.
Yeah.
In exchange, work on my website.
Make it work. Make it better. Yeah, this is a stupid thing. I've had the website up for like 7 months, and I just haven't done anything with it. Like, I have a homepage and my phone number's on there.
Has anybody ever used it? Maybe you need to put some fucking mini clip games on there.
There we go. GameLola.com.
Yeah. Just start putting a bunch of Flash games or whatever.
Yeah. Well, so like the
actually with Game Maker you can make HTML5 games, so maybe that's what you need to do. Make a bunch of games for your website.
Well, so the true secret is I want to get some Google ads, right, for like just maybe a week or 2 or a month, whatever. But the secret is that you need to have 2,000 words on your webpage anywhere, and then have those words have like keywords in them and kind of repeat the same keywords, which is why websites, like if you ever go on someone's website, there's a lot of like filler pages, when in reality you just typed in like their website to pretty much look at their phone number or email. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I want to send an email to like Little Caesars, I'm going to go to their website. They're going to have a ton of extra junk all over the place. But in reality, all I'm going to do is click on contact us and get what I want.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like to change the website rankings, they got to have a certain amount of keywords so that the engine and the bots and the crawlers or whatever pick it up.
Yeah. For Google's crawlers, you need to have 2,000 words, or actually over 1,500, but recommended 2,000. And then have a metric ton of keywords. And then they go like, this is a good quality website with a lot of information on it. Push that to people.
Honestly, I want you to just write like the most random 2,000 word story ever and put it on your website.
It has to be about robots. And I have to say robot programming a lot.
It'll be like a anime isekai where you get whisked off into another world and become a robot.
I have like an hour story page and it's just like my fan fiction.
And you voice act it. Oh my god.
So yeah, there you go. I just
there you go. Honestly, you solved your life right here on the podcast in real time.
Let me tell you though.
Yeah.
I've been meditating.
Yeah.
And so this is another problem that
you're still depressed.
Yes. No. So I've been meditating, and this is a problem. I've meditated enough to where I'm thinking about how I'm thinking about things too often, to the point where I was out having drinks with a friend and talking to him, like all that stuff. And he's like, hey, remember that time that we first went out and got drinks? That was a really good time. And I was like, yeah. And inside my mind, I could literally see the process of my mind going like, can we grab the file for that one time, put it into the dopamine pile? And then I was like, yes, dopamine. Haha, that was a good time. Like literally, I felt it. I thought about it. I'm like, Jesus, what's happening? I've never had to think about something making me happy remembering something.
Dude, like
that's supposed to be automated.
it's like you thought so much about thinking, and with your robotics work that you haven't been doing since you haven't been able to get it out of you, it's turning internal.
Yeah.
And so like it's just little robots that are like opening dopamine chart. You feel great. Yeah. Applying happiness parameter to this memory. Yeah. Finding sadness memory, destroying. Just fucking, they bring it up to the fucking bricks. It's like a firing line. It turns the fucking memory in his back, blindfolds it. They fucking pull out guns. Like, for the kingdom! You just don't even remember it. You're like, what the fuck happened last night?
Yeah.
You wake up, you're like, I feel better today, but man, my head hurts. It's like a bunch of little fucking holes in there.
It's like someone shot a brick wall.
Yeah, time to go play Overwatch.
Yeah.
Man, I really feel like I want to play Overwatch right now.
But I had like a full 2 days of like I call it manual thinking, because I would talk to someone, they would bring up something, and I'd be like, retrieve file. Like there's an AI in my brain that I'm like, go get the file. Thank you.
Loading cordial friendship subroutine. Booting process. You're just like standing there after they said something for like way too long. And then it's like activating facial acknowledgement. Ah, yeah, that was great.
My mind makes you like hear like the old clicking of like a Windows 9, like the hard drive clicking over.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Bro, that was so crazy.
But I managed to shake that. That was depressing too.
Yeah, manually thinking about everything.
Yeah, because I took myself out of like all the moments I was actually in and was just thinking about how I was thinking, and that would zone me out of whatever they were talking about. And then I would come back and be like, oh, damn it, I missed the whole conversation.
It sounds like you got to read more Power Now, bro.
I think that might be the problem.
You gotta be in the moment. Your brain's trying to draw you.
I was in the moment. I was manually in the moment.
But the thing that it teaches is unthinking. It teaches no mind, like not thinking at all. Yeah, that's what you gotta practice.
I do, but yeah, for some reason I don't know. That's never happened to me before, and now all of a sudden it just like happened. I was like,
you're becoming a robot, bro.
I am.
Your life is such a routine, and it's like manifesting internally. That's what it is, actually. It's the external reflection. Your life is so routine that internally it's becoming routine as well. And you feel depressed because your body's like, please do something else.
Yes.
Literally anything.
Yep.
Like, for the love of God, it's the same game.
100%
They just reskinned it and made it free to play. It's so... They removed the champions.
So much fun.
Yeah, it's 5v5. That's the only difference.
You'll see whenever I get home... You'll like look on Discord. It'll be like Overwatch 2.
Yeah, literally. I'm gonna go sit down and program, and I'm gonna like look to my left screen, and it's gonna say green under your name, and it's gonna say some game.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, oh, Turn off the computer.
I need to, but I literally just
You need the dopamine, bro. You're starving. You need to get dopamine from something.
I completely understand, like, people who live out in the middle of nowhere and, like, have nothing around them to do or see or whatever. I understand them doing heroin.
You gotta live in the present, bro.
They're living in the present.
Yeah, maybe. No, I think they're trying to escape the past. Yeah. That's what heroin use is.
I think that they're just trying to escape the boredom of living in...
yeah, but boredom's a state of mind, bro. You know, boredom didn't exist in, like, the 1800s?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even a word.
Yeah.
It's just something we invented so that people feel like they need to fill their time with things.
Yeah. But I mean, like...
You don't have to. You just sit on your porch and look out. Watch the cars drive by.
That is true.
It'd be more than satisfying enough.
I wish I could be happy with that.
You can. You just have to decide to be.
I feel as though technology has ruined it, though.
I don't think it has.
Even if I was sitting outside, looking out onto the world, right? I live in a subdivision. I would see people walking around with their phones out, headphones in, ignoring the world. I would see cars that drive themselves. I would look onto the world, and it's no longer like, oh, there's a horse, there's like an old car that a dude like fixed up and it has to fix up every 600 miles in order to like keep it from exploding, right? I feel like there's no more charm in like people watching or car watching or anything like that. I can look at trees, but there's only so much tree watching you can do.
Yeah, but you're like applying your preconceived notions about what you think reality is on top of it. You just got to let it be. You got to sit there and look at it and don't apply anything to it. Just don't think about it. Just look at it. Take it in for what's actually happening.
Yes.
Like you're all unified together.
Yeah.
In one collective. Everybody's looking for something. Doing it. Like none of that matters. You just got to like observe it. I think there's still fun in that.
I mean, we can just go... Let's just sit outside.
Dude, I was climbing trees yesterday.
That sounds like... See, you did something fun, though.
Yeah, I climbed at the top of it, overcame fear, and then just sat down and did nothing for like 30 minutes.
But you achieved something, and then... You see, but okay, that's different, though. Hear me out on this. My front yard, nothing to do. If I could climb a tree, maybe.
You gotta believe there's something to do. If you go out there and you do 10 push-ups and then sit down, it'll feel great. Then you can just do that every 10 minutes. And you'll have done hundreds of push-ups in like the span of an hour and a half.
I need to rake some leaves, so we got to do the rake cast.
Yeah, that's true. Rake cast. Yeah, we did plan that at the beginning. And we got to do fishing cast.
Yeah. Honestly, let's do some fishing casts.
Yeah, we need to. Do we have a fishing place around here?
No.
Do you have access to a pond?
Yes.
Is it at your house?
It's at my parents' house.
Okay.
Out in the boonies.
That's fine.
Yeah. So we could do
They got a little dinghy.
There's a little boat, yeah.
We'll just bring your laptop out there.
Get soaked. Yeah, we'd have to figure that part out, I guess.
I feel like it wouldn't get soaked if we just brought it out there.
It's a paddle boat and like water splash.
Just bring your Steam Deck. We'll put it in a plastic bag and then hook this up to it and put Audacity on there.
Problem solved.
There you go. This is a logistics podcast. We're just telling you how we're going to make the next podcast. We have no content. That's it. But no, man, what do you think you got to do? How do you think you got to get out of this rut? What's your goal? I'm telling you to do the present awareness thing, but if you don't feel like that's the answer, what do you think is the answer?
The thing is I think that's the answer. I'm just not doing it, and I don't know why. That's more of the question, I guess. It's because I used to, if you would have talked to me a month ago, or a month or two before the wedding, or even during the wedding, I felt very present. I felt great. Mm-hmm. I felt like everything was going fine. It's been because of like lack of purpose in work and in like a way to say I'm achieving something to other people that I've lost that. And so I feel as though if I had work again, I could regain purpose, regain who I was, you know. So yeah, I mean, I feel as though that is the answer, even though it probably isn't. I can find a better way. I could find a different way.
I think there's a lot of purpose in like doing work itself, but it doesn't have to be your job. It can be other things too. Like you can work at some other goal. Mm-hmm. I think it does seem like it. I think the ultimate goal should be that you enjoy the work that you do. Mm-hmm. Because if you just chase everything as like a means to an end, it's never gonna be valuable.
It's not satisfying,
But it sounds like, I mean, I would say that probably a couple of months ago when you had all that stuff to work towards, like working on getting the wedding, going to the trip, all that stuff, having like the adversity and stuff like that.
There's so many goals, and I was stressed out, but I was dealing with it in a way that I felt was good. Mm-hmm. And so I felt good about that. But because the only stress I have is not having work to not get more money. Mm-hmm. But like, that's the only one. Mm-hmm. You know, I have a like my company account or whatever. Like I'm okay for like another 6 months. Mm-hmm. I could not work another day for another like 6 months to be fine. So it's like, it's not like I absolutely need it. It's bad that I'm not working, I guess, because, you know, you always want to keep that up, but it's just, I don't know. I feel lost.
Yeah. So. It sounds like lost and maybe purposeless right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I could go outside and sit around, but I don't think that would cure anything, right? I would not be playing Overwatch, but is that really doing anything for me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I suppose it sounds like what you need at this point is maybe action. Like, I would say that video games is like a form of action, but it is just kind of inaction because you're not really working towards something. Yeah. I mean, it's like an illusory goal. You're working towards the battle pass, but...
Yeah. Yeah, but at least it gives my brain something to go, like, focus on this. I mean, realistically, I'm not even working on I'm in ranked, trying to rank up. Ooh.
Yeah.
But, like...
illusory ranks, yeah.
It gives me something where I can, like, look at it and I can break down a game. Mm-hmm. Which is what my mind is somewhat good at. It's the same like part of my brain that I use to program robots and junk, right? Is breaking down this to like eventually figure out like what I'm doing wrong to get better at something. Mm-hmm. And so that gives me a satisfactory goal. Whereas if I were to go outside and do 10 push-ups, sure, but I'm not learning and I'm not gaining much, right? It passes time. And it's a healthy-ish way to pass time. Mm-hmm. But, like, my mind's still, like, thinking and trying to do something. It's trying to achieve something, I guess, you know? So, although I would love to go outside and climb a tree, that sounds great. I don't really have a tree to climb. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Well, it's all about perspective. There may be no physical trees, but there could be a metaphysical tree that you need to climb.
Then I can do it. The tree... Oh, I see what you're saying. The tree is like the Overwatch Battle Pass.
Actually, it's got like roots into different... There's different goals. It's get 50, 100 headshots with this character.
Exactly. And so I feel great. Anyway. But yeah, so anyway, you know, this concludes... Or maybe we can continue, but, you know, this was the part of the podcast where we have therapy.
Yeah. I mean, that's what the podcast was made for. It's two guys that instead of getting therapy, just give therapy to each other.
There you go.
We recommend things to each other.
Yeah.
We read things.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The drill dozer.
Yeah, and I'm glad we're doing the podcast today because I do think we need the realistic aspects of life too, not just the we're running towards everything. There's got to be the dull moments of like, God, I feel so purposeless. Like I need to fucking find something.
Yeah.
So I opened the Bible yesterday and my answer was in there.
Well, this is another thing. This is stupid. And I put this, other people will tell me because I'm married, because I have my own company and stuff, they will tell me that they somewhat look up to me and look at me as if I have everything or whatever. And in my head, it feels like that is some kind of pressure to maintain this aspect of whatever, which is somewhat good because it gives me that extra little bit of drive to do more or whatever, to like show people that I'm whatever. But at the same time, it's like, I didn't pick to do that for you.
Yeah, to be like a role model for other people.
Yeah, I appreciate it, but like people that you know and that I know, that you know the people that I'm talking about, I can tell you later. But, like, it's just like hearing that it's like supposed to be a good thing, but I feel like it's something that like mentally changes me. It's the same reason why when someone tells me to smile, I can't. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. You tell me I'm being a good role model, I can't do it anymore.
I feel like as humans, we're just made to continuously like strive upwards for something.
Yeah.
And I think if you're not doing that, that's where like depression comes in. I say this to say that, people are like, oh, well, in comparison to like these people, you're doing way better. Like, it's always about this comparison thing. But whenever you have the thing that you want, it is never enough. Because you're just made to go, like, above and beyond. And there's probably a lot to be said about people trying to find gratification for things internally from external means. Like, people, like, have a bunch of sex in order to find that. Some people send dick pictures to other women to try to find validation for themselves.
It's a good way to find validation.
Yeah, and realize it was a terrible mistake. So I and the same thing with like money, right? Like they don't feel valued because they only feel valued if they have money in their bank account.
And I mean so whenever you like look at that kind of aspect of it, it all starts like with like your parents and stuff, especially with like the money one, right? Mm-hmm. If your parents are like, nope, it's all about the money, then like you continue your life going like, nah, it's all about the money.
Yeah. And that was a concept that I thought was really interesting. I now view it as the metaphor from John Acuff's book, Finish What You Started. And in there, he talks about the cuckoo birds. Like, everything your parents said is like a cuckoo bird in your head. And it's not real. It's not reality. It's just something they repeated to you that you believe over the course of time. And it guides you in your life because guide is a nice word for it. It is oppressive at times. The cuckoo bird of, you're only valued by your money, which is really ironic because my mother was like very religious and stuff like that, but it's like they didn't even read the Bible or anything. Like I got to chapter 10 of the New Testament and it was like that has that line of like, do not lay up your treasures on earth in the city of moth and rust because where burglars and stealers can take your stuff. Like it's true. Like you got to find your worth in things that are spiritual or otherwise. You can't just you can't focus so much on valuing your value should not be derived from the material possessions that you have. Mm-hmm. But like,
maybe that's what I don't like about the car.
Yeah, that is.
It's a new like fancy thing that I possess, and now I can go like, haha, I have this thing.
Well, it sounds like a lot of things have been completed recently for you, and so it sounds like you maybe need to find a new series of goals. Some sort of opposition to deal with.
That's why I'm just going to start printing out children.
I'm going to start 3D printing them with my wife. You're like, I've been mentioning I've been a better lover, and it's true. I've been dumping.
You've been semen retaining. I've been semen dumping.
Yeah, I've been semen exploding. It's my walls have been painted. I said I haven't painted my walls, but it's actually a lie. They're all white.
We hate the color, but it also smells.
Yeah. I read in the Bible you gotta leave room for Jesus, and I'm a bad shot, so it's everywhere. God. Neighbor's like, what's that noise?
The constant banging.
Yeah. It sounds like a fire hydrant from the neighbor's house. You're just screaming.
Yeah, so anyways.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about the purpose of life. And how
and you think it's children right now.
No.
Then, yeah.
I told myself, I'm like, if you think that like having child to create purpose for yourself, that's probably not good.
Yeah, or like having a child to fix your problems, that's like the worst.
Yeah, I think like, that's
like, oh, the kid will be the Band-Aid to my life.
Finally, someone to fix it.
Yeah, and then you're just like a completely oppressive parent. You don't raise them at all. Yeah. Like you're just overbearing, unyielding.
I'm just playing Overwatch 2 all the time, just shoving them away.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Dad, you can't hit a headshot with Hanzo. Stop playing. Yeah. No.
It's like, Dad, why don't we just go outside and look at the cars and do push-ups every hour? You're like, fuck that. I only feel good if I'm doing something with my life. God forbid I have time to stop and smell the fucking fumes of the cars as they go by.
God. But yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like we made some progress. Kids aren't going to fix your problems.
Yep.
You need purpose. Uh-huh. You got to find some kind of work that isn't Overwatch.
That is my job.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to make it your job. You're going to go on Fiverr. You're like, I'm going to D-rank you in Overwatch.
There you go.
For free. I just need purpose. For the love of God.
Your payment is my purpose.
Yeah, please. I just need something to do in my day. And losing consistently is a skill I have.
I can do it. So, but yeah. There's this like curse of like being a young kid and becoming a gamer, realizing that you've been gaming your whole life and you can't stop. It's a curse. Ever since I was a kid, literally, that was the only hobby I've had.
Let's call it an addiction.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But it's all I feel I have.
It's interesting you say that. I've been reading a lot about addiction and stuff recently, and one of the things that really helped me in framing my mind about this, I guess, is a couple of things. The first thing is, like, the reason you have addiction is because it's like an obstacle, but the more you understand like the why of why you're doing that thing, then the easier it becomes to stop doing it, because you can like change your habit revolving around it. So like the basic idea is like, okay, whenever you have a feeling like, oh, I'm going to play like a game or something, you can think, well, like, why do I want to play a game? And it sounds like from what you're saying is it's a mix of things. You want to feel like you're achieving something, because that is a simulated achievement. It's like a competition. It subverts that. And then there's also an aspect that you said of like, it uses a part of your brain. Like, it uses a part of the brain and keeps it occupied. So maybe, like, in a way, you're, like, afraid of having to think. Because when you think, you feel like you're not accomplishing things. Or maybe you just, I don't know. There could be other ways. But, yeah.
I mean, even on, like, I can sit here and reflect with you and be like, yeah, I literally will waste my time, like, 8 hours a day, 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day. I will waste my time sitting at my desk, playing video games, and then I can look back on my day and go like, I wasted a lot of time today, and it's 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. What happened to the time? At least I worked out today or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just feel as though, I just feel stuck in that.
Yeah. You feel like in a loop, basically.
Yeah, like the whole month of October is like a flash of nothing. I mean, like every month's been kind of like that from like for the last 2 years. But like this one, it just felt especially weird because I don't have any like really notable moments. You know what I mean? Normally something happens in my life, especially like before the wedding. There was always like, oh, we did this, we did that. You know, I remember doing this, whatever. But last month, literally nothing.
Yeah, I'd say there's two perspectives I have initially. The first perspective is like, okay, well, maybe it's your perception about the moments that you're in that you have to change in order to make them more valuable. Because the moments are whatever you take from it. So, like, if you are going into a moment and just thinking, like, oh, this is going to be really insignificant, then you aren't going to remember it.
Yeah.
The other perspective I would have is, like, so there's the perception aspect of it, but then there's also the idea that, like, maybe you're just not doing stuff that's, like, really valuable that you want to do. Like maybe,
I think that's more it.
Yeah, like you're doing the things that you escape from, like whatever, but maybe you just need to like take the initiative to do something that feels meaningful to you.
Yeah. I mean, like for instance, I did last week. Both of my like faucets, like on the outside of the house, for the hose and all that. Both of them were leaky. right? I replaced both of them. Felt awesome to replace both of those and go like, oh my God, I did something dramatic. And it will save me so much water in the future. It felt great to do that, right? Because I actually, it achieved something, and it was something that was actually like net positive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so like for that day, I felt great because I'm like, did some stuff. Damn. You know, and so I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's that I'm looking at things that are happening going like, this is insignificant in my life. I mean, I don't really tend to look at things that way, I guess, you know, because I find weird meanings. Like whenever I'm manually thinking, I find weird random junk that I'm thinking about that I'm like, oh, this is something that's like a little life changing or what, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I just, you know, it's just...
We don't know. We're just spitballing. That's what this therapy cast is for.
Yeah.
Lay down in this red chair over here.
You know, that would be great.
I'm going to hypnotize you.
Yeah. What issues have you been having?
Let's see. I quit coffee because, actually I have 3 reasons for quitting coffee again. I quit it 2 days ago. I feel lethargic now, but I know it'll get better. Mm-hmm. 1, I just like doing dumb stuff. 2, I wanted to change the spotlight consciousness to lantern consciousness because I think it is stumping my creativity in different ways.
I feel like you've been through this.
So I'm gonna try it again, and then 3rd, I haven't been getting like really good sleep at all. Like the quality of sleep is completely diminished, and I drink only 1 cup at the start of a day. I don't drink any more caffeine, but it still feels like horrible. So I'm like, fuck it. And then after I quit like 2 days ago, now I'm getting like 6 hours of sleep, but they feel so much more high quality.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna, fuck it. I'm just gonna stop for a little bit. We'll see how I feel.
It'll feel good for a while, and then you'll be like, damn, I'm just not productive.
Yeah, damn. That's what I did last time.
I know.
I was like, man, I need this psychoactive substance. But I got new tools under my belt, so I'm curious to see how those work. I've recently been finally kind of like hitting a creative like stride. I don't know how to... it's just the way I've been characterizing it. I don't know. I got like a new belief in spirituality in different ways. I feel like there is a God. So that's been helping quite a bit. So yeah, I've been dealing with religion, spirituality, mindset, lack of caffeine, so caffeine withdrawal. I have little money. I think I have like less than $300 right now. Excellent. Better than the 100 that I had.
Yeah.
And good thing chili doesn't cost that much to make, and it lasts a while. Yeah. I got a banger chili recipe that I can make for like probably, I mean, all in all, it probably costs like $40 up front to get the ingredients, but like the beef heart itself is like 4 pounds and it's like $10 or probably 12. And so I only use like 2 pounds at a time, maybe 1 or 2 pounds. So I can make that last forever.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's really good. And I still have another I think 3 pounds of heart in the freezer. So I'll be making a chili probably next week. And that's awesome because it has like every vitamin in it. And I started adding beans. So that's literally everything I possibly need. Yeah. Beans, peppers, celery, garlic for the anti-helmintic, anti-parasitic
flavor.
I added iodine too because I was like, fuck it. I've been adding vitamin C ascorbic acid to it. It feels amazing. So that's been fun. I've been sleeping on the floor of the office. My car's still broken.
Yeah.
But my dad's working on it and I just got to pay him back. So that's cool. Man, what else? What other adversity am I suffering in my life? I don't know. I guess none of it really feels like adversity. I mean, it's just like stuff to deal with, but it's not really like a big deal. I mean,
yeah. I'm making things seem like it's a big deal, but in reality, I'm just literally waiting for the next job to give my life purpose again.
Yeah, I suppose one thing that's really helped me, which may help you to hear into like tangible words, is I feel like most of my life I've been reacting to like things, and now I'm just like actually acting. Yeah. Like I recognize like, okay, if I want a better tomorrow, then I have to sacrifice pleasure for today and actually do something. Like you only have 70 years, if you're lucky, depending on how they poison you and the millions of vectors of stuff that turns you gay or whatever. Yeah. I mean, there's so much poison and pollution, and like, I don't fucking know how long I'm going to live. Well, yeah, and I don't know if listening to all these 4chan paranormal threads is going to help me, especially if I'm taking NAC, oregano oil, and black seed oil at different times during my life, or random parasite cleanses. I'm not sure, but you know what? I like the idea of trying things, so... I think I'm learning more and more that it is really just like action. I can't complain about anything because I think I read this in a book too, that complaining is like manipulation. It's expecting other people to be responsible for your experience, but you can choose what your experience is at any time. Yeah. So I fuck it. I don't need to complain.
Well, so the only positive that I see of complaining is it's lethargic. Or cathartic?
Cathartic.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, lethargic is tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, cathartic. Yeah. So like, I mean, like if you complain enough, right? If you get it all out there, I don't know. I feel like if I'm working on a sucky job and I tell someone about the sucky job and how much it sucks, afterwards I don't feel like complaining anymore, and I'm better. I feel better going to work now.
Yeah, I think there's two aspects of it. I could see the catharticness of it. But it also does stem from the perception of, like, you're expecting other people to be responsible for your experience. That sucky job, you could just view as a good job. It's your choice.
You could say that. You can say that.
It could be the most monotonous thing in the world. And what you could do is, okay, the job sucks. You could dance while you do it. That would make the job more enjoyable. It's your perspective. Just fucking do it.
I'll tell you, usually the jobs that I get that suck isn't the job itself. It's the people around you that you can't control whatsoever.
I was going to say, that's another thing too. Like when I think to like Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosophy is the idea of like, you just have to let go of things you can't control. And it's true. You can't control people. You don't know how they're going to react. So you just... give up. Fucking accept whatever you just have to act on whatever they decide to do.
Yep.
Yeah, so...
It just sucks that you do.
So, I don't know. I would say I'm bumming around. I'm learning how to depend on people in different ways. I feel closer with different people because of it.
That's good.
I feel like I got purpose. I have a divine purpose. I'm finding that my work isn't really about making money. It's like there's a spiritual side to it. Like the money comes after you like are useful to a world. The money is a result of a skill. Yeah. And so if you provide for enough people with something, then you'll get paid in return.
Yeah.
So
as you make your video games that you tell me not to.
Yeah. So as I make my video games, I'm giving people this something.
Yes.
I can't quite tangify everything. I think that's a word. I can't tangify everything.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's good.
I can't render tangible all the abstractness of these things that I do, but I just got to keep doing them because it's through doing that I have purpose. If I'm not doing anything, then I'm fucking jerking off and wasting my life force. That's what I'm doing. So I might as well find value and purpose.
Yeah.
I guess rather than like going against the tide, I'm recognizing that there is some sort of purpose for me and I just need to follow it instead of constantly fighting it like a little bitch. Instead of being like, oh, I don't want to do that today. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. We're going to do it. I don't care what you want to do. Feelings don't matter. They're transitional. Just have fucking composure and do it.
Just wake up. Well, you know, it does feel like really good whenever you do that to yourself.
It does.
Every single time. I mean, like there, like last 3 days I went and worked out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. I woke up every morning and I was like, I want to watch YouTube shorts and lay in bed with my cat.
Yeah, dude.
But in reality, I knew that if I did that, I'd feel depressed.
Yeah.
So I just went to the gym.
And that's it's similar for me too, like with working out. I was like, man, I don't want to work out. But then I'm like, okay, well, here's what I'll do instead. I'm just going to work out because I know that if I don't, I'm going to feel bad about it. And then I'm just going to work every muscle group, like 3 sets of 10. And we're going to see how I feel after that.
That's what you get for complaining.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm going to fucking wake up better tomorrow. And I got this part of the Sanskrit poem rattling around in my brain. It's like, I don't remember what the beginning of the poem is, but it like focuses on like the present day, like this present moment is all we have sort of thing. And the end of the poem is, yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow just a vision, but today well lived makes yesterday a dream of happiness and tomorrow a vision of hope.
Damn.
So that's what, I mean, all it is. It's all you got is today. You can't focus on your regrets. You can't focus on the fact that, you know, you baited to some girl and cheated on your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You got to just wake up and fucking realize that the only thing you can change is this moment now.
Do you know what's wacky?
Hmm.
Do you know what's really intense? You can hear so many different things on the internet, right? Some people on the internet will take your situation and they'll look at and go like, what you did was okay. There's other people on the internet that'll be like, what you did, you need to use that. You need to remember that. Use that as fuel. Remember it. Keep it in your mind and just keep focusing on it. Use that to be better and, you know, all that stuff. And then you can also just move on.
Yeah. I
Leave
think,
it.
I think what I have to do is I got to forgive myself for doing it.
Yep.
And then I just got to recognize I got to essentially just have faith in myself and then faith in the world. I know that if I keep doing what I'm doing, it's going to be valuable.
Yes.
It's just a matter of believing in myself to get to that point.
The biggest thing is just that I find anyways that helps me in work and stuff is literally just confidence. If because I work with a lot of other people, if I confidently do something, people are like, yeah, that guy knows what he's doing, even though I'm just making it up.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure with you, just having confidence that you can do something is more beneficial.
I mean, instead of worrying about like how each step is going to go, I'm just focusing on what the end goal is. I know it's going to be there. I know I'm going to get to it. And and I know I'm going to enjoy the path along the way. It doesn't matter what the goal is itself. What matters is that rather than thinking about like how you're going to do something, just think about like what you want to do. Visualize what is the end goal. Like, what do you want to look like? Who do you want to be? What's the type of person you want to end up as? Because, you know, our prefrontal cortex is going to be formed at like 30 or something. And you might be stuck in your habits depending on how good you are at able to, you know, cut. I think the thing that I didn't learn when I was younger was self-discipline. And so I've been struggling this entire time to deal with self-discipline. But in reading all this stuff and dispelling a lot of this darkness, I'm trying to like piece together things that I can actually utilize to become more of the person I envision myself to be. Yeah. And that's what it is. What is it like? Going from a stingy person to a generous person is about like 1 year of giving gifts to people or something. Yeah. Like that's what the perception takes. It's just like you have to do something consistently enough till it becomes you, essentially. Yeah. Even if it's not you now, if you just stick with it, you'll get there. Yeah. Like you're your habits. That's what it is. Yeah. So
I mean, like as a dumb example, I mean like just as like something that's like very I guess obvious in a physical way, like my cousin got really into rock climbing about a year ago. You look at him now, he's got like the tree trunk like super defined like legs, and then like he's got wider shoulders. He literally became a rock climber. You know what I mean?
It physically, he reflected rock climbing
in the most literal way, right? He's like bulked up to become what he's been trying to do. You know what I mean? So if that helps anyone or whatever, you know what I mean? Like you can physically get there. So mentally, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Just close your eyes and start thinking about the person you want to be. And then do that and hold that vision. And eventually you'll be prompting your subconscious to start actually like working towards being that person. Yeah. Like my subconscious now constantly like lets me know that I need to be squatting. I don't have like this vision for big legs or something, but I have a vision for like, you know, constantly exercising. Yeah. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to take every opportunity to be exercising. So I don't ever want to be, I mean, I'm so sedentary just when I'm programming and stuff like that. So, and like I want my back to be straighter. So I'm constantly like prompting myself from my subconscious, like, oh, you got to straighten your back. Oh, you're in a bad position. Oh, you're putting too much strain on here. Oh, you need to squat. Like those are the things that I hear more and more and more and more. And now that I like think about it and visualize it. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And if you want to take this to a whole nother level, there's this guy that uses this technique that he's dubbed image cycling TM. And what he does is he literally heals animals by cycling fucking images, like at like 20 images a second into his brain of the thing being healed. Yeah. I haven't looked into it more.
It works great.
But there's a guy that does that.
Damn.
Yeah, It's been proven in laboratories, apparently. Which, it might be fucking possible. I don't fucking know.
Maybe
if you believe and think.
Part of beating something is you thinking that you're going to beat something.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, every obstacle is in your mind. It's an obstacle of ignorance.
Yeah.
So anything can be overcome if you learn enough if you expand your awareness to account for it, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm like, okay, my car's broken. If I expand my awareness about the bus system, if I need a car or walking, or how to run and maintain speed, and how to deal with street smarts or something for dealing with people on the street as I'm running 40 minutes to my office. I mean, it's
it's only a 40-minute run.
Yeah, it's only a 40-minute run, bro.
Damn. You want some peanut butter?
Yeah, we might as well. Actually, let's try the worst thing first. This looks worse. So we got Capilandi masala. I know masala is like a spice of mix.
Yeah.
And it's got
peanuts. They're essentially fried, like crispy peanuts.
It's got peanuts, flour, oil, moth bean flour, cornstarch, salt, chili powder, sesame seeds, ajwain, black salt, dry mango powder, and turmeric.
Dry mango powder? That's weird. I didn't think that had that on there.
It's not bad.
No. I don't like how,
pretty spicy.
There's a lot of breading, too.
Yeah, it's a lot of flour.
Yeah. If it was, like, a little bit, I think I would like it. But because it's just so much, it tastes, like, bready.
It is very spicy.
Yeah. Not too bad. But I've been eating a lot of curry. Oh, dude, I've been hitting the curry. Oh.
I've been using the jalapeno in my chili, but only one.
See, but that's, like, a complete... So, I've thought about this a lot. My family... They can eat garlic like raw, and nobody like breaks a sweat. Everybody can eat like ginger. Ginger's fine. It's a little spicy, but it's fine. But as soon as you take like Thai spice, they're like, "Oh, give me it on the side. I don't even want any of that."
Yeah, don't give me that. That's too much.
So it's like all those things are like garlic is spicy if you have it by itself. So is ginger, but they're used to that. And so, like, all the different kinds of spice are different. Like, a pepper spice, my uncle, he loves eating, like, really spicy peppers. But, like, if you gave him, like this, he'd probably be like, that's too much, So...
That's kind of interesting.
I just thought it was weird that, like, there are different spices, and your tolerance to them is all different.
Yeah, it's like a variety of how they apply to the taste buds in different ways.
Yeah, I bet if you gave an Indian person a piece of garlic, they'd probably be like, whoo.
Actually, I think they use a lot of garlic in their stuff. Yeah, from the videos I've seen of this one dude that goes to
India
in Indian places, and tries street food. It seems like a lot of garlic.
Gotcha. What about ginger, maybe?
I've seen ginger, cumin, garlic. Ginger's like an Asian thing.
Yeah,
so
it is. Damn, I'm trying to think of something that they might not.
No, they like spices. We're the mild people. We like our salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Give me my crushed kettle chips on my food, America.
Do you know what I've been doing?
Oh no, don't tell me.
I put curry spice on my eggs in the morning.
Honestly, that doesn't sound that bad.
It's pretty good. Put it in a wrap with I put a little cheese on there.
Dude, I've been making my eggs with bacon because I want that healthy fat.
Yeah.
My brain's been swimming in it, dude.
It's like, oh, dude, that's some dopamine right
there.
there.
Yeah, my brain's like, finally, you realize we're made up of fat. You fucking idiot.
Now, would you like to...
Just stop taking the knack. No.
Just stop. Please, no more torture.
Please, God.
Would you like to take a look at the North Shore Goodies macadamia nut peanut butter?
Yeah, he's got some peanut butter from Hawaii.
Let me mix that bad boy up.
They ran out of ink on this printing of the label here.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's got peanuts, coconuts, macadamia nuts, and honey. That sounds pretty good, dude.
It's just ingredients.
No preservatives, whole ingredients smashed up together.
Yeah, and it's got the oil on top, so it's
good. You know it's oily. Oh, look at that.
Oh yeah, you want some of that?
Yeah, it looks
Here
good.
comes the train.
No.
Is he old? Do you want to just if you want to use a celery, go for it, dude. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm dipping it in there right now.
Dude, I'm just going to eat this now.
It has a wide variety of profiles, but it's very good. That's a banger.
It is.
I don't usually like peanut butter with celery, but that's
I don't
very
either.
good.
I just really like natural more.
Yeah, this is the last bit of our podcast is just us eating. So
yeah, we're just eating peanut butter and celery. I have the celery in my mouth.
Content.
Free. Oh. Okay. Anyway, that was pretty good. It's literally honey, coconut, and peanut butter, like as
And
it says.
macadamia nuts, yeah.
Yeah, macadamia. Macadamia nut butter, not good by itself. But as soon as you add that peanut butter and the coconut and the honey.
I'm a big fan. Good job, Hawaii.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ship some of that in.
It's stupidly expensive.
I can imagine.
$13 for that jar.
Yeah, I mean, macadamia nuts are pretty expensive, I think.
Are they? Well, probably, but
They're like one of the higher quality nuts.
they got a lot of fat. Good for you. So anyway.
Celery was a great choice.
You do like celery. You like celery.
I've been using it for cooking.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Celery and cucumbers are on the same level to me. I don't really like them.
I definitely like cucumbers more than celery, but I mean, celery has like pretty low nutrients anyways.
Yeah.
It actually like probably they've made jokes that it burns more calories to chew it than it does to actually do anything.
Wasn't it like the Chinese soup?
Yeah,
You just eat that.
Just eat this.
Yeah. Have fun with your calories. Anyways,
That's very good though.
it is. Oh, man, I really like that part of the podcast where we're basically quiet.
Honestly, that's probably what people prefer. No.
Finally.
If they liked us talking, they would be actually we'd have views on our podcast. Your wife already quit. She's done.
Like, no more.
She's like, I can't take this shit anymore. These idiots talking about dumb shit, trying to get over their depression like a bunch of losers.
Yeah, just be depressed, idiot.
Yeah, just fucking do what I do. Have a fucking 1 month cycle.
Wow.
I get depressed, have my period, and then I'm fine.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, just shed your uterine lining, boys.
Yeah, wait a second. If we focus hard enough. My penile lining.
Yeah. Here, I'm just going to hand 3 orgasm right on this podcast here.
Wow.
Yeah, when I read about like how to do it, they're like, oh, you need to pay attention to your breathing and you got to like simulate like you're actually doing it. So you have to breathe like in quick succession.
Just breathe in your penis.
I don't know. I haven't achieved it yet, so if I figure out what the shred is, I'll let you know.
I mean, that would be like surprising if you just like were just sitting around, you're like, let me just try it as a quick joke, and damn.
Honestly, I would love to know how to do it for the control aspect of it.
As like a party trick. You just like walk in. What's up, everybody?
Dude, look what I can do. And then you hear like a hollow tree thunk. Like, damn, dude, what happened down there?
I gotta go change. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I bring a change of pants in my car. I'm fucking soaked down here. Go ahead and touch it.
Everybody at the party goes like, yeah, no, I gotta go.
So somebody's like, you smell that? It smells like we just got fucking we're in a sauna of semen. Don't worry, I don't waste any of it. Here, I got these recipes I tried. I call this my holidays sauce.
You take like a little Tupperware container, just like scoop it out. Hey, can I put this in your fridge?
No, I take my underwear off and I wring it out over a fucking sink. I'm like, yeah, you got any containers for this? No, plastic won't work. It's acidic. I've been storing this for a month.
You take someone's nice, like, glass Tupperware.
No, bro, it eats right through that. It's like steam's coming off of it. It's like, damn. You really fucking worked hard for that.
Later on in the party, everyone's like, dude, do it again. You're like, okay.
It's like, yeah, I think I need another one, bro. Here, I'll record it this time. Chick's like, wow, that's really crazy. Does that mean you, like, last forever? You're just like, nope, I'm a 1 minute man.
How'd you like to... no hands busting me.
How'd you like to come back to my place and I just stand over you and breathe in quick succession? Yeah, that's right.
I won't even take off my pants, baby.
I'll just leave it in my mind's eye. Look you in the eyes.
There you go. Oh, God. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, so I got a 1 hour slot at the hotel to practice my hands free.
Yeah. I mean, can you? All right. So anyway, we'll go to the 1 hour.
Yeah, they hotel. Got 1 hour rates.
Yeah.
So we just go in for a couple hours.
Yeah. Do we each get a room?
Yeah.
Is that what we're?
Honestly, we'll set up a separation with a curtain, and then we'll put in earplugs.
Use like a blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just
we'll just do it under the covers.
No. Well, yeah. Wait a second. Yeah, if we were both under the covers.
Yeah. Well, each of us will be under a blanket, and then at the moment of climax, the blanket flies and sticks to the ceiling.
Slimer.
They're like, all right, we're time to leave. And they're like, what happened to the blankets? And then fucking they feel something hit their face. And they wipe it off. They're like, what the fuck?
They look up. Oh, no.
Oh, these fucking tantrum weirdos again. They got this fucking podcast. Weirdos. They keep stickering all over the toilet with their podcast name. I don't understand why they keep stickering. And the podcast isn't even good. No one listens to it. The only episode that got any views was the ASMR one, and we think that's just bots.
Literally, it was probably bots to scam our ASMR video.
It's true. Yeah, they just re-uploaded to Pornhub and add a bunch of fucking fake noises. Here's a countdown timer. When I get to 1, it's blast off. 10. Faster. 9. Slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
8.
You're
back to 9. 9. Did I say 9? Oh, you're getting close.
I better count down faster.
I can feel it through the screen. I'm just talking to a camera.
Here's your orgasmic energy.
And then you get to like 0 and you're like, was it worth it? Did you really feel like you got something out of that? Or like, do you feel like you're externalizing like yourself? Do you feel like you get any validation from using other people? Like, maybe you just need to consider that, like, your addiction, your sexual addiction, stems from a sense of powerlessness within you. Maybe if you recognize that in that powerlessness, you're just trying to use someone else in order to fulfill yourself internally, but it's never satisfying. You know, I could be here naked all day with the biggest ass and the fattest tits and the most perfect divine body that's reminiscent of some vague Freudian sexual problem that you have from looking at your mother when you were young. But at the end of the day, you got to recognize that these mommy milkers and this fucking trunk of an ass isn't going to solve your problems. I'm going to get to 0, and you're going to blast away all of your life force. That force that you can use to cut through, to achieve better. You know, what they don't tell you is that they'll say it till they're blue in the face, that it helps you, that you'll have a less chance of getting prostate cancer. But you know what would give you less of a chance of getting prostate cancer? If you weren't wasting this creative force that has two purposes. You know, we have the sun, the moon, light and darkness, man and woman. And like semen, it has two purposes, the creative external and the creative internal. You could just blast it away and do nothing and not ever accomplish anything in your life. Life doesn't care. In fact, you're like a dog attached to a wagon. You can choose to run while the wagon's going, or you can choose to be dragged along. And whatever your choice is, life doesn't fucking care. Do what you want.
0.